Welcome, everyone. We are the Million Vegan Grandmothers, and I am honored, and we're all honored to have Dr. Gabriel Cousins, my teacher, my friend, my guru in many ways. I was honored to study at the Tree of Life in Patagonia, Arizona for for about 7 years before Gabriel moved back to Israel, or moved to Israel, I should say. So Gabriel Cousins is a meditator of many, many years, probably over 50 years, 60 years, and has really brought forth the benefits of meditation, both biologically and emotionally, but also creating peace by being peace is the name of one of his books. And in looking at peace and being peace, Gabriel shares that the Essene sevenfold peace is peace through the body, the mind, the family, community, the culture, the ecology, and peace with the divine. And that we need all 7 of those pieces in order to feel deep peace and to be able to bring those layers of peace in. And that we can actually choose to create peace by being peace. And one who is at peace brings harmony into every aspect of life, arising from the wisdom already known within through that transformation of meditation and prayer and a way of being, really. I just came back from making peace with some really cold water in the river, a cold plunge gift that the earth gives us, which is another great way to bring in peace, is to really get connected with the earth. So thank you, Gabriel, for being here on International Day of Peace and with the Peace 21 initiative that you and a friend began in the 80s, which was probably going on in the ancient times. There were lots of peace gatherings for many, 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 many years. So thank you very much for being here, Gabriel.
Well, Tammy, thank you for having me. And I'm very pleased to be with the grandmothers as a grandfather, a vegan grandfather, for about 40 years. So that's a really good thing. Now, what I have done and really discovered is that we can affect the consciousness of the planet by meditation. Now, this is not a new idea. So in the Bible, it says, 5 will chase away 100, and 100 will chase away 10,000. So it says something important, that a small group of people can influence a much larger group. And when we do the calculations, we do this consistently, really we need about 9,000 people, literally 9,000 people, to shift the consciousness of the global brain. So that's actually what we're doing. Now,
so are you saying 9,000 people out of 8 billion can shift the consciousness of the planet?
That's what I'm saying. It's the square root of 1%. And there's several kind of, like Professor Tiller, he's not there anymore, material science at Stanford University, that was his statement. Okay, so we know that that works. Now, has it been tested? Well, there are over 300 studies since 1973 that actually prove that that works. I'll just list a few just so you get the idea. One was with 22 cities, and in one city, in 11 of those cities, 1% of the population were meditators. And they, by meditating on a regular basis, 20 minutes or an hour a day, so in between, they were able to decrease the crime rate by 16%, which that's pretty impressive. And the other cities where people were just living, no decrease in crime rate. Okay, that's just one example of the 300. Another study was in Rhode Island, where they took 350 meditators into the whole state, and they're meditating a few hours a day for about 3 months, and the crime rate, murders, violence, all levels of things like that, dropped 43%. That's a lot. People thought that's a fluke. So they came back the next year, did the same thing, and the crime rate dropped 49%. So, and they've done this in the Middle East with a drop in crime rates as well. So that's the point. It works. Now, what you need is get enough people to make this happen throughout the world. As Margaret Mead said, a small group of people can change the world. That's what we're talking about. So the good news is the odds are on our side. You think, oh, 9,000, that's nothing. Truth is, it's nothing, okay? So if we all do this, we can reach a place where we're changing the global mind. Now, there's a bunch of other research that points this out. I'm not going to get into the details because the point is made, okay? So we've been blessed by having this ability to positively affect the global mind. That's the bottom line of that discussion. Now, as grandparents, I'm assuming everybody's a grandparent here. I have 3 granddaughters, all teenagers. We have a particular interest to making it a better world for the people coming up. And we also have the wisdom that teenagers don't have, and many of the politicians don't exactly have. But we have a certain wisdom and understanding, and we can put it into practice by meditating on it really a regular basis, meditating for peace. So that's the beauty of it. It works and it's simple. That's really probably the most important thing. Now, what we're going to do is there's 2 pieces to it, okay? One is we're going to meditate to quiet the mind, and then we'll probably do maybe 18 minutes. It's a good number. It's the number of life. And then we'll have a guided meditation, a guided visualization, because there's a thought form involved that we're creating. And again, making the point, the mind is very powerful. They have seen back in the 1990s, that long ago, that you can alter your DNA by your brain, by your mind. So we have the power to make a big difference in our inner state. So those are the important things. Now, I think we'll go right into it, and usually I like to do a little dance, but I don't think we have music, right? We don't have music, right? It's okay.
Only in our hearts we have music, but we can dance through our meditation.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just begin by meditating, and people already have experience in meditating, and we'll go about let's go about like I said, 18 minutes. That's something everybody can do. Now, while you're meditating, you're just meditating to create a quiet, focused mind. That's the important thing. After we meditate and do the visualization, then we'll have some time for questions. Okay. So one way we do it is just everybody has different meditation techniques, but just to link together, just like let's focus on each other's eyes for a minute, in the video, and let there be a positive exchange of energy in that process. So let's start with that. And then with a yod, we'll go into meditation.
So if there's anybody else that would like to turn on their camera, we can just connect through our eyes, and we will do that before we go into meditation.
And with sound, that there are two ways to do it, just in case people don't want the camera on. Okay, so let's just start. Okay. Now in the meditation. And now we go into the visualization. So center yourself and inhale. And as you inhale, we're drawing the cosmic light and love and divine sound into our hearts. Into our hearts. And just feel it resonating in our hearts. Now inhale again and from our hearts, let it come into every cell in the body. You're inhaling that cosmic light to every cell in the body. And now we inhale to strengthen it, but exhale from every cell in our body, radiating out around the planet. And beams of light connecting to all the other human beings on the planet. And see people feeling this love, and this joy, and this peace, and this oneness. People begin to smile all over the world. And feeling that connection. And now, see this network of light around the world and let it expand, become a sphere of light surrounding the whole planet. The whole planet is now bathed in this light. Now from this light, we project, and we're part of the light. We are now around the planet too, holding hands. And now we project this light down into Toronto, filling the whole city and all the people and all the government with light. And see their hearts open up and feeling connected to the bigger picture, feeling that sense of God within themselves. And now send that light down into Montreal, feeling again, seeing everybody light up with this cosmic light and love and so. And now into it. And Edmonton, being filled with light. And now see all Canada filled with this cosmic light and love. And see that just going out in a wave of light around the planet. Down into the United States, into Mexico, up kind of into Alaska towards the North Pole. It's filled with this incredible light. And now reaching out towards Europe, towards Russia, filling all with light. And so it's spreading over the surface. We also have of the planet. We also have this light around the whole planet. And from that, beam it down into the Ukraine and let them start to feel love and peace and oneness with each other, and the Russians and the Ukrainians and NATO and the US, feeling this love and light of really the oneness of who we truly are. And let it begin to spread throughout Europe, beam it down into Paris and into London, seeing the cities with their concentration of people being filled with more and more light and love. And now beam it down into Washington, D.C., New York, and Chicago, and Los Angeles. See that light spreading throughout the whole United States, Mexico, Central America, South America, spreading across the oceans to Africa and Europe. The whole world is now bathed in light. And just hold that vision of that light and love and peace at the deepest level. Really feel it. And also spreading, as I said, to Africa, to Nigeria, Ethiopia, the whole continent of Africa. Zimbabwe, South Africa. All the people on the planet feeling that light and love and oneness. And hold that vision for a little bit. And now we conclude with the key statement: peace prevails on earth. We say it together: peace prevails on earth. Peace prevails on earth. Peace prevails on earth. Peace prevails on earth. And now slowly come out of the visualization, carrying that peace prevails on earth with you. And it's time for questions.
I was just thinking your computer was making a funny little sound every time, and I was thinking about Thich Nhat Hanh's village, where they would ring the bell every so often to see where we're at in our minds. So that's what I said. That's what this little blurb, that whoop that comes up from your computer. I was like, okay, where did our mind wander? Let's bring it back. So we can use anything as an opportunity to come back. For me, it's my inhalation to remind me to keep some focus inward. Does anyone have any questions? You can ask in the chat, or any comments, or you can just come right on and ask. And thank you, Gabriel.
My joy, my joy.
It's quiet out there. I think you put everybody to sleep. Or into a deep meditation.
Meditation, deep meditation.
Yeah. So I have something to ask. I find the less I meditate, so sometimes I meditate a lot, and sometimes in the summer I'm more externally focused. I'm running and playing and gardening, which everything can be a meditation. I remember you saying one time at the Tree of Life that you really learned how to slow down when you ate, when you created a meditation. So if you're eating an apple, you were completely connected to the apple tree and the apple and the place where the apple grew and the roots of the tree, and everything can be a meditation. When I don't sit down and have enough of a sitting practice, I find I fight it a little bit in the beginning. What would you suggest to people that when they sit down, they feel a little restless? Like maybe when you said 18 minutes, they're like, well, 18 minutes, the global silent minutes. Sometimes that's too much for someone. So what would you suggest?
Well, I think what helps sometimes actually is the more you meditate, the easier it is. So I often recommend people start at 5 or 10 minutes meditating with a mantra and slowly work up to maximally like an hour twice a day. Because it takes 20, 30 minutes to get into a very deep altered state for most people. The more you practice, the sooner you can get into that, where it's just white light. So that's one level. Another thing that helps, and the next time we meet, we'll do this, is a little dance and activity to kind of raise the spiritual joy and raise your focus and concentration. Mm-hmm. So that's another kind of piece that works. People don't, dancing doesn't appeal, but people like doing yoga, for example, gets all the flow and prana going, energy, so then you can come into meditation. So traditional practice really is to do yoga and then meditate. Well, the yoga pranayama and then meditate, breathing exercises and then meditate. Because those two things, the yoga and the pranayama breathing exercises, help quiet and focus the mind. So those are things that are helpful to people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Chris asks, is there a regular daily coordinated peace meditation initiative?
It's a great question. We actually tried to do that a while ago, years ago. There's a weekly, everyone is invited, and it's on Sundays, Israel time at 6:15. I think we're 8 hours different. So it'd be like 10 in the morning, 10:15 in the morning. And we're doing that with a meditation and a visualization and a little dancing. And we do that every Sunday. Once a week's a lot. Now, the math of that is that when we sit like what we just did, we're sitting at a frequency that's going to last, a frequency of peace that's going to last about 3 weeks. So by doing it on a weekly basis, we're kind of maintaining that frequency of peace. So that's how we see it. Okay.
And thank you, Gabriel. In a really externally focused world and an externally focused, accomplished world, what you're saying and how we will end this with deep gratitude is a reminder that if 9,000 people globally can shift the consciousness, the mind, the global mind of humanity, meditating and being at peace, then it gives it a whole new energy and meaning, how important it really is to get our peace on through meditation and visualization and prayer. So
the main thing is we have the power to do this. See, you have all these armies and all these things, but the most powerful thing on earth is the human mind focused on God and on peace. And that, enough people do it, can change the world. That is the most powerful thing. When we really get it, it really does work that way.
And it also, we talk a lot about this in our community, and I talk about it a lot with Dr. Sailesh Rao, but it's also, we need to step out of the powerless mode. I hear a lot in the way the world is moving.
Absolutely.
That we hear a lot about the 1% that controls the world, or even less than the 1%, but that creates this powerlessness. And what you're saying is that we have the power to shift the consciousness of the planet. Exactly. And so we better step into it.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
We actually really have the power to do this.
Yes.
That's why it's so important.
Yes.
Wait, is the Sunday at 10:30 Israel? No, it's at 6:15 p.m. Israel time. So it's Sunday evening in Israel at 6:15. And it goes till 7.
Thank you for doing that every Sunday, Gabriel. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And this is the Million Vegan Grandmothers and Dr. Rabbi Gabriel Cousins from Israel. And thank you, everyone. Namaste, vegan.
Thank you all. It's a joy and blessings to everyone, that your life and your hearts be filled with peace in all that you do. Amen.
Amen.